Today I'm doing a try a chapter book tag. So I'm sorry if it's really echoey in here. Kevin and I are going to turn into this spare room at his house into my office, so it's going to be progress, so it's a bit echoey, and I apologize for that. So I picked 5 books that I want to try a chapter of, and they're books that have been my TBR for almost 3 years, and I just thought I would give them a chapter to see which one I'm going to keep, and I'll tell you of those 5 right now. So the first book I have here is My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. All I know about this book is this girl goes, like her mom's a politician and all that, and it's summertime, and then she meets this boy next door, and apparently she's not supposed to date him, and yet they still see each other anyway. And I got this book because of Haley in Bookland, and she really enjoys Huntley Fitzpatrick books, and I thought I would give them a try, so I'm definitely going to try a chapter to see if I really want to, still want to read this. The next book that I got is The Shadow Queen by C.J. Redwine. This is a Snow White retelling. That's all I really want to know about it. And I've had this show I have this for more than 3 years. Like I said, some of my TBR bets have been on my shelves for almost 3 years, and I just want to see if I'm still interested in it. And I had this on my Fairy Tale-a-thon TBR, but I haven't gotten to it because that's the one that's been on my TBR the longest. So I really wanted to try this book series because each of the books is different fairy tale retellings, especially when the 4th one is Cinderella, and I can tell from the cover. So I definitely want to give this a try and see if a chapter will say that I want to read this. The next one that I have here is Your Welcome Universe by Whitney Gardner. This book is a contemporary book about a girl who got kicked out of deaf school because of graffiti, and she is forced to go to public school, and that's all I really want to know about it. And I know Alex from Alex Black Reads said I would enjoy it because she has read it, and I definitely want to give this a try. And this is a contemporary book that has caught my interest because it's about a deaf character, and I never read any books about deaf character, and that grabbed my interest. So I definitely want to give this a try. Hopefully the first chapter will definitely tell me otherwise. And the next book that I have here is Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. I have never read any Morgan Matson's book before, so I don't know I only know what some of them are about and some that I don't know about. I don't know what this one's about. I think this girl and her best friend creates like a bucket list to do in the summer. I think that's all I know about it. So I definitely want to read more contemporaries because in the summertime I read more contemporaries. So I still want to give Morgan Matson a chance, seeing as one of the books that has caught my interest is a Save the Date, and it's about wedding, which I do love reading about weddings. So yeah. And the last book that I'm going to try a chapter of is The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye. All I know about this book is a fantasy book that takes place in Russia, or is based on a Russia folklore, and that's all I know about it. And of course I got this recommendation from Haley in Bookland, and a lot of books I get are recommended by Haley in Bookland, and then of course some other books have been recommended by other booktubers that I enjoy. But yeah, I'm just really hoping these books will be worth it after I read a chapter each. So here's the 5 I'm going to try a chapter of. I'm going to read a chapter for each of them, and I'll let you guys know what I think. So I've read the first chapter of The Crown's Game. I'm really liking the first chapter, and it kind of got me curious on what's happening next. So I definitely will be keeping this and then continue on whenever I can, because I really enjoyed the first chapter. I really like the first few sentences, which kind of relate to Cinderella, like a Cinderella reference, which I do like, because in the beginning she was going into some kind of shop that's kind of shaped like a pumpkin, and I was like, I just love that metaphor. So this is definitely one of the ones I'll be keeping. So I finished the first chapter of Since You've Been Gone. Apparently I got the synopsis wrong. It's a girl named Emily whose best friend disappears, but then her best friend Salong actually created a bucket list for her to do in the summertime. So and it seems like they're going back and forth on the present and the past before Salon disappeared. So this is definitely grabbed my interest because I want to know what happens and whether Emily established a bucket list that Salon created for her. So this is definitely a keeper for me. Also, the chapter was 35 pages, which I think it wasn't necessary, but I'm still curious on what happens next. So the first chapter of Your Welcome Universe was pretty short. It's like 2 pages long, so I'm like, what? And I'm just like willing to continue it because I'm like, why make it first chapter so short? What happened? So this is definitely a keeper for sure because I'm like, I want to know what happens next. So I finished the first chapter. Well, technically there was a prologue in this, and then I went ahead and read the first chapter of The Shadow Queen, and it's really interesting so far because it showed what happened in the past, and then the first chapter was 9 years later in this book. So it's really interesting, and I do want to know what happens next. And the first chapter is really worth it for me because this book has been my TBR the longest, other than above all the books I showed you guys. So yeah, I definitely want to continue on reading this, and hopefully I'll read this before Fairy Tale-a-thon. If not, I will definitely put this as a top priority for Fairy Tale-a-thon. So I read the first chapter of My Life Next Door. I really like the first chapter just because it's talking about not only the main character's background, but also on the main guy's background, which I forgot his name, Jace. So you're learning about her family and his family and why they're like forbidden to see each other, or like why she's forbidden to like interact with this family and all that. And of course, this is definitely one of the and this so far, this video has not been a feel for me. I'm honestly curious on what happens next in all the books that I've read for this video. So all of these books have really good first chapters. I didn't think that all of these will have really... Whoop. So I honestly didn't think that these books have really good first chapters. Like, they really caught my eye, and hopefully I'll pick these up soon because I'm curious on what happens next in these books, especially when they have on my TBR the longest. So the first chapters of each of these have been worth it for me, so I definitely want to pick these up really soon. So that's all for this chapter book tag. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and comment down below if you grabbed a random book and read the first chapter. What would you think? Would you continue on reading it, or would you just be like, enough for me, and then unhaul it? That's why I did this video. But honestly, all those books have been worth it for me, especially when I didn't think I would expect to like all of the first chapters of all the books that I chose. So yeah, this is definitely really worth it for me. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button and click that bell icon so that we know whenever I post new videos. Also, you can follow me on social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, which all links will be down below for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!